Hello everyone, this is Angel Lampo and I am with Miss Jaila Oribi and Mr. Archie Oclaren. So our topic is all about think before you click. So what is the message of this? It is very important to think before you click. We might have freedom to do whatever we want using the internet, but we must remind ourselves to be mindful and responsible enough with it. Think before you click is the real solution. Before doing anything, reflect upon the decision that you are going to make and how it will affect to others. So we have to think before we click or do, if we are going to post something in the social media, we have to think first, because there's a lot of, we can have a responsibility in doing something that's unuseful or unusual. So what is the purpose of this? The purpose of this is, nowadays everyone is now technically inclined. Everyone uses their phones, iPads, laptops, etc. The internet now is part of our world. That's the reason why there are many bad people who do bad things using the internet. They add inappropriate content. The dark web now exists. Online gambling exists, and so on. That's why we need to mind and think if this type of content that you're seeing is legal or appropriate for you to see it, or if it is appropriate for you to see it. And so, who is the target audience? So the target audience of this are everyone who are using internet, especially as a student, and also the children who are using internet, because it might be inappropriate for them to watch something that is not really bad, spread something that is fake, or there is a misleading information, and it is really not good to spread. We have to see the source if it is legit before we spread those news. It is important for us to think before we click. Think before you click.
Think before you click. We people like by making decisions, but we are really aware what will be the possible outcome. People often taking without thinking hardly. As a being, we must be more aware and wise enough on how we deal a certain choice. Always think before you click. It is true, it is helpful, it is inspiring, it is necessary, and lastly, it is a kind. Give your personal life some privacy by clicking with care. Keeping a log everything you do on your personal social media account might be as enjoyable as we believe due to the potential for uncomfortable social circumstances and the interpersonal damage. We must establish acceptable social boundaries. There are security risks involved, just liking when providing too much personal information. We would probably want to jeopardize our personal security. The internet and the social media have really grown into social powerful instrument. However, remember that we are in charge of running it. Although we may be free to behave as we choose digital, we must still take restraintless and endanger lives. We have power to make a choice. Prior to pressing the enter key push, we think how to creating more morals, benevolent, loving, and effective online environment. Thank you.
Why do you believe that your text is misleading? Well, I do believe that our given text do have a misleading information because first, in the given post of the criminology department, they already clarified there what truly happened in the said photo. Another one is there is also a link provided in the last part of the post where it serves as a proof that it was only a simulation exercise that was conducted by the Philippine National Police of the NCR region. What do you think is the motive behind the misleading text? Well, there are actually lots of motives behind the text provided. First, the author of the post might have a misleading information about the said photo and just spread it in social media without seeking if what really happened behind the photo. Second, the owner might just post it in order to have or to get fame and attention to those people who can be able to take a glimpse of the said photo. What do you think is the motive behind the misleading text? Well, I do believe that there are lots of motives behind the text provided. First, the author of the post might have a misleading information about the said photo and just spread it on social media without seeking if what really happened behind the photo. Second, the author might just post it in order to have or to get fame and attention to those people who can be able to take a glimpse of the said photo. And lastly, the author might give a false information about the photo, but the content of his post might be a warning, especially to the young people, about the said kidnapping that happens nowadays. And that's all.